of Colossians 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Right, all things we do it in the name of Hamashiach Yahushai, whom the world intimately calls Jesus Christ. Our one, our Lord, our King, who has guided us in the scriptures to do all things by the will of the Most High Yah. Give me 2 Timothy's. Uh, 3:14. 2 Timothy's 3:14. Second Timothy's 3 and 14.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 14.
Come on.
But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned,
Right.
And hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
Read.
And that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures.
Hast known what?
The Holy Scriptures.
And from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures. All right. Even to this day, we've all grew up with this book in our house, the Bible. Whether they read it or not, whether it was sitting on the table or sitting next to your mother's bed on the side, grandma walked around with it in her purse, right? Sometimes they put it on the dashboard of their car. You always knew there was something about that book, right? Whether the book was open to you, whether you were reading it or not, it's beside the point. But the book itself, presence, was with us. Why? Because this is the word of the Heavenly Father that's written in this book, right? That presence, he said he would not leave us comfortless. His spirit is within the book. We're going to prove that. Read on.
Verse 15. Mm-hmm. And that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures,
Read.
Which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Hamashiach Yahushai.
Right, so the scriptures make you wise unto salvation. Okay. What's written in the Bible is going to give you wisdom. That's where wisdom dwells in these pages. Doesn't dwell in the lips of man. Men might think they're so wise. But if it's not coming from the Holy Father, it's not coming from the words written, then it's foolishness, really. And that's what the Bible tells us. It's all foolishness. Read on.
Verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High.
All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High. Meaning that man didn't decide to write this. Some people might say, well, who wrote the Bible? Man must have wrote that. If man wrote the Bible, they would follow it. Why would they write this whole Bible and ignore everything that's in it? And walk around with it, knowing how powerful it is, right? But they don't teach it verse to verse, right? And if you do, or you're caught teaching it verse to verse, now you're going to be called out. You're going to be called a troublemaker and, evil and things like that. So why? Because you're trying to get people to do what the Bible says. How dare you, they say to us, right? Right? Everybody have their own belief, they say. You see it that way. That's your interpretation, right? Hold that and give me Peter's. Hold where you at. That means, stick a pin in 2 Timothy. You're going to get 1 Peter's 1 and 20. 2 Peter's 1 and 20. Sorry. 2 Peter's. Yeah, 2 Peter's 1 and 20.
The book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, verse 20. Knowing this verse,
right,
that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
Read on.
For the prophets came not in old time by the will of man,
right,
but holy men of the Most High.
Come on.
Spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit.
By the what?
By the Holy Spirit.
So these men spake what the Holy Spirit moved them to speak. This is how the Bible came about in the first place. It wasn't that man decided, you know what, we need a book of rules to live by, right? No, this was inspired. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Holy Spirit. We just read it in Timothy. Now we read it here in Peter's, right? Let you know, don't be ignorant of this fact. Read on. That's it on that. Go back to Timothy. Second.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High,
Right.
and is profitable for doctrine,
Right.
for reproof,
Right.
for correction,
Come on.
for instruction in righteousness,
Right.
that the man of the Most High may be
Is
perfect.
he what?
Perfect.
Is he what?
Perfect.
Perfect. If you handle yourself according to what the Bible says, you are making yourself perfect. I know they tell you nobody's perfect. That's a saying that's out there. Oh, you're not. What do you think? You're perfect? What's perfect, bro? This word is perfect. Right? Let's prove it real quick. Let's see what perfect is. All right? Let's get Psalms 19, verse 7. Psalms 19, verse 7.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7.
Come on.
The law of the Most High is perfect.
The law of the Heavenly Father is perfect. So we can't improve the law because it's already perfect. How could you improve upon something that's perfect? Right? That's not even logical. They don't take science to tell you, well, if something is perfect, it's you don't need to add or take away anything from it. That's why the scriptures say not to add or take away from the scripture. Okay, we're going to get that verse next. Finish where you at.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19, verse 7. The law of the Most High is perfect.
Come on.
Converting the soul.
Doing what?
Converting the soul.
What does the word convert mean, Gene? What's the word convert mean? Exactly. Changing the soul. What is your soul? Yeah, what's up? What is your soul? Spirit. Your spirit? You need to change your spirit? Don't change your spirit. Don't change your spirit. What can you change? What is in your power to change? Your what? Your beliefs, and if your beliefs change, then what changes? Your actions, your attitude, right? So you can sum all this up and say what? Your life. Your soul is your life, right? Some people have sold their soul to the devil. That means they give their life over to what? The wickedness, right? But if your soul is your life. So it says the law of the Most High will convert your soul, meaning it will change your life. Because you're going to start doing things different. And when you do things differently, you're going to get a different result. Right? If you do wickedness, then there's a result to that. If you do righteously, there's a result to that as well. Right? You keep the law, statute, commandments, you change what you're doing. Right? Read on.
Converting the soul. The testimony of the Most High is sure. Making wise the simple.
Come on.
The statutes of the Most High are right.
Come on.
Rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Most High is pure, enlightening the eyes.
Read on.
The fear of the Most High is clean, enduring forevermore.
Come on.
The judgments of the Most High are true and righteousness altogether.
Right.
Most to be desired are they than gold.
That's right. They should be desired more than gold and riches. To know the will of the Heavenly Father, which is found in His laws, His statutes, and His commandments, and all the instruction that's given to us in the Bible. It's not in any holy man. It's not in any pastor. It's not in any church. It's not on any hilltop or any region in the world where you got to go there. You don't got to jump in the water nowhere. The word of the Most High is what cleanses us. Okay, that's what makes you clean. You know, a lot of churches, you go there and somebody dumps your water and says you've been baptized, you've been cleansed, right? Wait a minute. What's so special about this water that cleanses me? All right. Give me Psalms 119 verse 9. Let me show you something about the word of the Most High. I'm going to touch a few things. We're going to get right to the matters. I just need to touch a few things to understand how important it is that we do things according to as it is written, and not as we feel or what we think, or what grandma told us, or mom told us, or whoever told us, our teacher, fourth, fifth grade teacher told us. Forget about it. The Bible will say it. It's nonsense. Read that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way?
Do what to his way?
Cleanse his way.
This is the cleansing. Read.
By taking heed thereto according to thy word.
The word is what cleanses you. Why? Because if you follow the word, what does it do? We just read it. What does it do? It makes you perfect. It what? It changes you. It converts your life. You no longer do the things you were doing before. Right? You might have eaten pork, ham, shrimp, or lobster. But then you read the Bible, it says you can't eat pork, ham, shrimp, or lobster. Well, now you got to make a choice. Are you going to serve God, or are you going to continue serving yourself? Right? When you serve yourself, and you turn your back on the Most High, then what? Now you serve Satan. That's what Satan wants you to do. Right? You're going to realize as you go deeper and deeper to this word that when we talk about this Satan, this demon, you're going to realize that it's you. Because you're the one that's going to hold you back. Nobody's going to make you do evil. It's like a child. Who has to train a child to be bad? Right? You don't got to train a child to be bad. They're automatically going to figure that out. Right? You got to train them to be good. You got to show them what not to. You say, don't do that. Don't do this. Do this. Don't do that. Why? Because they're automatically going to go do the wrong thing. Because it's in their flesh. And we're all in the flesh. We're all in this body. This body is prone to sin. It will make you sin. You will want to sin. Don't think when you come learn the 7 commandments, all of a sudden, you're not going to want to sin. It doesn't work that way. Right? Now, all you're going to realize now is when you are sinning, and that you need to do something about it, and that you need to start to put up a battle, put up a fight, and the Most High will give us the tools on how to win that battle, get that victory that Christ is talking about, right? The cavalry and the victory. I've even got that all wrong. That's you every day. You got to get that victory over Satan by being instructed by the Most High God. You're in Psalms, right? Yeah, go ahead. Read the next verse.
With my whole heart have I sought thee.
Right?
Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments.
Let me not wander from thy commandments. With my whole heart I sought thee. Let me not wander away from your commandments. The commandments is the way, is the key. That's what we're missing in the churches. That's what we've been missing all our lives. That our pastors and our preachers failed us because they didn't tell us we got to keep the commandments. They told us to love the Most High, but they didn't tell us how. They said to love one another. But how am I supposed to love you? Because what one man called love, the next man might say, that's not love. This is love right here. Flowers, candy. That's love. Right? Somebody say, no, paying the rent. The condo, that's love. Right? But the scriptures define love for us. We don't have to go looking for love in all the wrong places. The scriptures define what love is. All right, let's get what love is.
The book of 2 John, verse 6. And this is love.
And this is what?
And this is love.
The Most High is going to define love for us. And this is love. Read.
That we walk after his commandments.
That we do what?
That we walk after his commandments.
That means if I love my sister, my wife, my children, my mother, my father, I'm going to treat them according to the way the commandments told me to treat them. And therefore, I'm showing them love. Right? Sometimes you have a child and they do it wrong and you gotta beat them, spank them, kids do, right? And they get so mad, they say you don't love them. Right? Or sometimes we got beat for our parents. We got so mad, man, get off me. Right? Even though we know we're doing wrong, but we don't want the chastisement. Right? And they say, well, I'm beating you because I what? I love you. Right? Is that love? Yeah, it is. We may not want it that way, but it is love. Is it according to Scripture? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay? A lot of times our people did things according to Scripture, didn't even know they were doing things that were according to Scripture, because they didn't know Scripture. But common sense will teach you some things. All right? If you want to see the best, you want to train, you want to get your loved ones on the right path, that sometimes it takes some chastisement, it takes some rebuke, it takes some uncomfortable conversation, right? It might even take you to raise your voice. But what? The outcome of it is what? The person might see they're wrong. They might see they're wrong and then be corrected, and then they'll be better off on the other side. So this is love right here. That we walk after his commandments. Read on. But this is the commandment.
This is a commandment that has ye have heard from the beginning.
Read on.
You should walk in it.
You shall follow this. Do this. Read on. No, read on.
For many deceivers.
Many what?
Many deceivers.
Many deceivers. What does the word devil mean? Deceiver. That's all it means. Many deceivers, read on,
are entered into the world.
Entered into the world. So you might hear a lot of different ideas. It's all just the devil. Deceivers. Okay? If they're not teaching that love is the commandment, they're deceivers. Real simple. Read on. What do they say?
Who confess?
Who say this? Read on.
Confess not that Amashek Haushai is come in the flesh.
Right. They don't want to talk about Christ in the flesh. They want to say he's a spirit. But he's a man. Christ is a man. He was hung. He was killed. Right? They want to say he's a spirit. Why do they want to say he's a man? Let me ask yourself that question. Why is it so hard for them to say he was a man? Right? Because he's the first of his kind. Okay? But he came as a father of a nation. Remember, they put a sign above his head when they was crucified. What did it say? King of the what? You are the Jews that Christ was the king of, or is the king of. Right? But they don't want to talk about that. They want to say he's a spirit, he's for everybody. Right? It didn't say the king of everybody. It said the king of the Jews. Yeah, what's up?
Christ precept when he's the seed of David. Where is that?
That's Romans 1 and 3. Yeah. Romans 1 and 3. All right, read on.
This is a deceiver and an antichrist.
Right?
Look to yourselves that we lose not those things which we have wrought, but that we receive a full reward. Whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of Mashiach,
right,
has not the Most High.
Has not the Most High. Read on.
He that abideth in the doctrine of a Mashiach, he hath both the Father and the Son.
Right, you gotta have both the Father and the Son. They teach you, to believe the Son, and they try to disannul the Most High God. Oh yeah, that was the Old Testament. Now you're dealing with Christ, the New Testament. Well, Christ never told you to disannul the Most High God. Matter of fact, he said, I come to do my Father's will that's in heaven. So that's why all the scripture is important. From Genesis to Revelation. You can't say that, oh, that's the Old Testament. Somebody said it to you, it shows that they have no knowledge of this Bible. If they say don't follow the Old Testament, they out of their mind. Okay? The Bible is one book. Yes, it's an Old and New Testament, but it's one book. What is written in the New Testament is just a reiteration of the Old Testament and some more information. All right? It's like chapter 2 of the book. It's not that you disannul the first. All right? So, with all that being said, let's get grounded in today's topic, which is the second topic of installment of marriage. Of course, marriage starts from the beginning. It started with Adam and Eve, which spawned the first family that we read about in Scripture. Okay, let's get Corinthians, the 11th chapter. Let's read the order and let's go on down. Let's see where we at now. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 11. Come.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Mashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you.
Right.
But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua.
Right. The head of every man is the Messiah. Right. Yahushua is his name. They call him Jesus. Jesus. There's no J in the Hebrew language, so his name could never have been Jesus. His name is Yahushua, which means Yah's salvation. The head of every man is Christ. You know.
And the head of the woman.
And the head of the what?
Of the woman.
And the head of the woman. Read on.
Is the man.
Is the man. Read on.
And the head of the Mashiach.
And the head of the Messiah, Christ. Read on.
Is the Most High.
Is the Most High Yahweh. This is the order. What's the order? You got the Most High. You got Mashiach Yahushua. You got man, woman, children. That is the order in the sight of the Heavenly Father. That's the order that we need to reestablish as being righteous upon this earth. Why? Because that order has been disrupted on the earth. Because in most households, unfortunately, the woman is the head. Right? In this society today. In most households, the woman is the head. Why? She's a more stable one. Right? She's going down the bill. She's probably the more educated one. Right? That's how this society has turned things upside down. Right? But we being righteous, we're going to turn things the right way up. All right? Give me that. Who is the pastor man? Is it Isaiah? No?
30 and 22. 31 and 22. Yeah.
Isaiah 31:22.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Sorry, Jeremiah 31:22.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 31:22.
Yeah.
Right. Jeremiah 31:22.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 22.
Read.
How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
Right.
For the Most High has created a new thing in the earth.
Right.
A woman shall compass a man.
Right. So now women now have authority over men in this society. Should it be this way?
No.
I heard about one no. Should it be this way? No, it shouldn't be this way. Our men shouldn't want this way. Our women shouldn't want it this way. Because our women are placed in situations that they ought not to have to deal with. They shouldn't have to raise their children and their husband. Right? That's madness. Right? As men, we're supposed to be what? Image of the Most High God, which is an image of order. Right? The Most High is a man of, let's get that. Corinthians, you know how I want 11 and 40. Yeah. 40, right? Yeah. Corinthians 11, verse 40. Read that real quick. Like I said, we'll do a lot of scriptures really quickly.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14, verse 40.
Yeah.
Let all things be done decently and in order.
Right? Let all things be done decently and in order. We do things according to the way the Most High said. We got to keep the order. As men of the Most High, we have to be in order. We have to have discipline. Okay? We have to have control, self-control. Okay? We can't be, the scriptures say, a man that can't control his mouth is like an unwalled city. Right? You can't control, you know what an unwalled city, what happens to an unwalled city? It gets conquered. Okay? It gets robbed and spoiled. The man that doesn't have self-control. So we as men, coming back to our manhood, right, the Most High reestablishing our manhood through these scriptures, showing us what it means to be a man. Okay. Read on. All right, that's it. Let's go back to the order.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach,
right?
And the head of the woman is the man.
Come on.
And the head of the Mashiach is the Most High.
Come on.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
This is why we uncover our heads. When we pray and prophesying, we uncover. You know?
But every woman that prayeth or prophesieth with her head uncovered, dishonoreth her head.
This is why our women are to cover their heads. Right? Read on.
For that is even all one as if she were shaven.
Right, because as if she's uncovered, it's like she was shaven. It's a shameful thing to be uncovered because she's dishonoring her head, which is her husband. Everybody say that? All right, read on.
For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn.
Right.
But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven,
short meaning shaven, read on.
Let her be covered.
Let her be covered. Read on.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head.
A man indeed is to not cover their head. Read on.
For as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High.
Why? Because we come in the image and the glory of Mashiach Yahushua, the Most High Mashiach Yahushua. And when they said, when it was the image, when John saw the Messiah, what did he speak about? He spoke about his eyes, he spoke about his feet, but he also spoke about his what? His hair. Why did he speak about his hair? Because what? His head wasn't covered. Okay? His head wasn't covered. Why when you speak of, you can also see the prophecy of the Ancient of Days, which is the Most High God, and it spoke of what? His hair. Like lamb's wool. Right? So their heads was not covered. Right? Read on.
But the woman is the glory of the man.
But the woman is the glory of the man. Meaning that this is no way belittling our woman. A lot of times people see order, they say, oh, these men, they look down on the woman. Right? That has nothing to do with looking down on the woman. We need our women. Right? We need our women as, as our rib, a part of our body. Right? But everything has to be in order. Okay? She's the glory of the man. It means that when a man feels good about his woman, that's a glory for a man. He said, look at my woman. Right? When she cook up that food and everybody come over, damn, this is good. Damn, this is how you eating in the house? Everybody feel good. You feel good. You look good. This is all good. Right? Read on.
Verse 9. Neither was a man created for the woman.
See, the man was not created for the woman. Right? Why was the man created? Who remembers? We went over that. When it says the man, it's talking about Adam. Not mankind, it's talking about Adam. Right? Why was he created? For what? To do what? Because there was what? What does the scripture say? What exactly does the scripture say? Because there was what? Because there was no man to till the garden. Right? Because there was no man to till the garden. That's what scripture says. So he created Adam from the dust of the ground. that he might what? Put the garden in order, put the earth in order. Your job is to put all things in order. He gave man dominion over all creatures that he put them in order. How can you put things in order if you're not in order? It doesn't make sense, right? Yeah, what's up? Genesis. You should know precept better than that.
2:15.
Chapter 2. Chapter verse 5.
2 verse 5.
Yeah. Chapter 2, verse 5.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Most High had not caused it to rain upon the earth, that there was not a man to till the
There
ground.
was not a man to till the ground. Read on.
But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground.
Read on.
And the Most High power formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And the man became a living soul.
So you see that? All right. So the man was there to till the ground. So he formed it with the breath of life and entered into it with the breath of life. Okay. Go back to Corinthians.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 9. Neither was the man created for the woman,
Right.
but the woman for the man.
Right.
For this caused out the woman to have power on her head.
Has the woman have what?
Power on her head.
All right. So let's look at this. All right. So the woman was created for the man, and for this cause, the woman ought to have power on her head. What does that mean, power on her head? Meaning that she was under the rulership or the instruction of her husband. Okay? Why is this? Let's go back to Genesis. Let's see why this is. Uh-huh. Matter of fact, you go before that. Go to 3:14. Go to 3:13.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 13.
Come on.
And the Most High power said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done?
So this is when the woman, right, followed after the serpent. Everybody knows the story, right? The serpent came to Eve, said, you shall surely not die if you eat of the tree of good and evil. So she went and ate of it and gave some to her husband too. And then when the Most High found out, he said, woman, what have you done? Read on.
And the woman said, the serpent has beguiled me.
She said, Satan beguiled me. He tricked me. Read on.
And I did eat.
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High power said unto the serpent,
Right.
because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field.
Right.
Upon thy belly shalt thou go,
Right. Come on.
and dust shalt thou eat all days of thy life.
Read.
And I will put enmity
Right.
between thee and the woman,
Right.
and between thy seed and her seed.
What does that mean? Does woman have seed? Physically? No. Right? Who has a seed physically? Man has seed. So what does it mean between her seed and his seed?
Son, I did a child she done.
No. Because a woman brings forth, when she has a child, she has her husband's child. She has the man who she laid with child. That's his seed. It's offspring of hers, but that's his seed. So what does this mean? What does it mean, her seed? Go into the context of what you're reading. pretty simple. Huh?
Sort of attributes,
Huh?
characteristics.
Read it again.
Verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed.
Right? You know?
And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt be bruised his heel.
Right.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow.
Stop right there. So what is he telling the woman? What is he saying to this woman? What's going to happen?
Like multiply like the bad, not the bad habits of, but the feeling that she have, I guess. That.
Well, it's going to go into labor things of that sort. But when it says her seed and his seed, it's talking about for generations and generations and generations to come. The woman, for generations and generations, as time goes on, is going to have this issue between woman and Satan. Okay? There's going to be this enmity. What's enmity? Enmity is a problem, conflict. Satan is going to be trying to get the woman, and the woman got to battle Satan. They're going to be battling for the rest of their time. That's why it said between thy seed and your seed. Not talking about whatever she have. It's talking about women for generation and generation and generation and generation to come. Okay, that's the battle. Okay, because the woman was with God by Satan. So he says from now on, there's going to be issues between you and Satan for the rest of your time. Our women have an issue with Satan, or Satan has an issue with our women, right? He's constantly coming at them, trying to get them. People call it, today they say, well, oh, the woman is more emotional. That's how they rationalize it nowadays, right? They say, oh, she's just more emotional, so. But Satan's be coming at them. But now, as men, we have to protect our woman. That's why she said you ought to have power on her head. You have to protect your woman from the onslaught of Satan and his wives, his deceptions, his demons. All right? A lot of times, men be busting their head. The women and the men, they arguing in the house. They don't understand what the problem is. Satan having a field day. Right? Y'all arguing with each other. Y'all both supposed to turn to Satan and be like, you need to get out of here because you're the problem. I'm not the problem. He's not the problem. Satan is the problem. So Satan enters into the household, causes all mayhem, everybody mad at each other, when nobody realizes it's Satan in the house. Because you're not trained to realize when Satan's in the house. Right? You will learn to know when Satan has entered the house in class here. Okay? Very clear in the scriptures. You're going to know a fact. You're going to be able to see it. You're like, oh, wow, here comes Satan. Right? People going to think you tripping. Right? But you're going to know when Satan enters the house because he will come. There will be a problem. Right? Most I say come together. Satan says we want to have a break. We should split up. You know? You're going to know all Satan's tricks. And as women, you're going to know it very well. It's going to allow you more strength to fight Satan when he comes your way. And as men, we're going to know when Satan is there, and we're not going to be so what? Against our woman, we're going to be more like, okay, we get Satan out of the house. Because evidently, he's having a field day. He's trying to jump on you, and then you're going to jump on me. And then so we all demons in here. Right? We all saying things that we ought not to say, do things we ought not to do. Why are we acting this way? Most High is a man of order. If everything is in disarray, that means what? Satan is ruling the house. Everybody understand this? It's a spiritual battle. It's not physical. A lot of times we don't realize who we're supposed to be fighting. You got to know who your enemy is. It's not your brother. It's not your sister. It's not your mother. It's Shaitan. That is the enemy. You got to learn how to fight Satan. All right? So the woman had to have power over her head because why? Because enmity was put between the woman and Satan. You know. So go on further. It ain't done yet.
Between thy seed and her seed.
Right?
It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Come on.
Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception.
Right?
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
Right?
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
Right. So what? Your desire should be towards your husband. In sorrow you shall bring forth children. You know?
And he shall rule over thee.
And your husband shall rule over you. Read on.
And unto Adam he said,
Right?
because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife.
Come on. Because what?
Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife.
What does that mean? What did Adam do that was wrong? He did what? He didn't just listen to her. He said he hearkened to her. What does it mean to hearken? Huh? Obey. Right? We're supposed to hearken to the word of the Most High. He, instead of hearkening to the word of the Most High, he hearkened to his wife. Meaning he put his wife above the Most High. Because the Most High told you what to do and what not to do. He knew he wasn't supposed to receive of that tree of good and evil. But the wife said, no, it's good. So he said, well, she's saying it's good. Let me see what's going on. Let me go do this. Knowing full well that the Most High said, don't do it. As men, if your wife tells you to do something, and you know it's against Torah, it's against what the Father said, are you going to do it? I don't like the way that sounds. That sounds a little shaky answer. I need like a strong. If your wife tell you to do something, and you know it's wrong according to the laws of the Most High, are you going to do it? That's right. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's very important we understand this. If we don't understand this, we lose. This is the rules of the game. Man. If you don't follow the rules, you're going to lose. Look at the condition of our people right now. When do you find the mother and father in the same house? Very few and far between. Right? People can't stay together for nothing. Right? Especially amongst our people. Especially amongst the 12 tribes of Israel. Northern tribe, southern tribe, it don't matter what tribe. Right? Dad lives somewhere over there. He's in Atlanta. Mom is in Florida. Right? What's going on here? Because Satan enters our households and destroys our houses. We don't even know who's doing it. We're looking at each other. We fighting. We battling. We know Satan's having a field day. You know, another one bit the dust. Right? He breaking households all over the place. We got to come out of those curses. That's part of the curses that was put on us. Only way out of those curses is to take heed and hearken to the word of the Most High. That's the only way to break the curse. If not, you're going right back into the curse again. You might think you're so smart, and it ain't going to happen to you, but guess what? You'd be surprised. You're the next on the list. Okay? If you don't break the curse. All right? So,
Oh, Deuteronomy 28.
yeah, you know I'm going there. I'm already going there. We now get in the foundation of the curse. And we're going to go to 28 and 54 to prove that it is a curse. So let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 54. Let's prove that it's a curse. First read 28 and 15, and then we're going to read 54 of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 28, 15, and then 54.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe to do all his commandments,
Right?
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
Curses.
What?
Curses.
All these curses,
shall come upon thee.
It's going to come on you all,
and overtake thee.
and overtake us. The curse is going to come on us and overtake us if we don't follow God's commandments. Let's see what one of those curses is. Give me verse 54.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you, and better.
It goes on to say more?
Yeah, it goes on.
Okay, very
So that the man that is tender among you, and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother,
right,
and toward the wife of his bosom,
right,
and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right. So his eye be evil towards his wife, and he's gonna what? Leave his wife and his children. That's a curse. When you see a husband A father leave his wife and his children, that's a curse. That's part of the curses written in the Bible. Read on.
56.
At 56, that's what I want, right? Verse 56.
The tender and delicate woman
That's right. The tender and delicate woman, read on.
among you, which will not eventually set the sole of her feet upon the ground.
That's how tender and delicate are women. That they wouldn't even put their feet on the ground. They have to put on something. Their feet can't touch the ground. Read on.
For delicateness
For delicateness.
and tenderness,
Come on.
her eye shall be evil,
Her eye shall be what?
evil
Right?
toward the husband of her bosom.
Right. The husband of her bosom. Her boo. Right? Her eye be evil towards him. Can't stand him. All of a sudden. He was the best thing since sliced bread. Now you can't stand him. Right? How does that happen? It's Satan. It's a curse. Read on.
And toward her son, and toward her daughter,
Right?
and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet.
Meaning that she's going to be mad with the whole house. She's going to want out. She's going to say, I'm too young for this. This is crazy. I don't want no children anyway. Right? And she know who got the children. Grandma. She raising the children. Okay? Auntie. She going somewhere. He going somewhere. Everybody going their own way. Why? Because we're under those curses. But the way out of these curses is through the commandments of the Most High God. Okay? The curse was set upon Eve. It still trickles down to this day. We got to reverse the curse. We got to get back to the commandments of the Most High, get our families back together, get our household strong again. Right? In the eyes of the Most High, that's a blessing. A strong house is something that the Most High looks as a blessing. Okay? He said 3 things was beautified between man and the Most High. And one of those 3 things was a husband and a wife that agree. Okay? We went over that scripture last class. Right? It's a husband and a wife that agree. That's beautiful in the sight of the Most High. We got to get back there. Right? The only way back there is our marriages, our households got to be according to Torah. All right? Let's go back to 11. Oh no, before we go back to 11, go back to 11. Go back to 11. Yeah. 1 Corinthians 11.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 10. For this caused out the woman to have power on her head.
Right, so for this cause ought the woman have power ahead. You know.
Because of the angels.
Because of what?
The angels.
Because of the angels. What angels? What angels? What angels are we talking about here? That's right, angels from the left-hand side. Give me Psalms 78 and 41. Let's talk about these angels. Because if people hear the word angel, they automatically feel, oh, that's a good thing. But most I got all kind of angels. Good ones, bad ones. Okay. Ones that bring peace, ones that bring pain, ones that destroy, ones that build up. 78, 49. They're all kind of angels.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 49. He cast upon them the fierceness of his anger,
right?
Wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels.
What kind of angels?
Evil angels among them.
Among them. So the Most High sent angels. Not all his angels is there to do good. He could even send evil angels. If you're doing wickedly, the Most High will send evil spirits to you to cause pain and destruction. Most High, I don't know if I don't teach you God is all love, but there's no Bible verse that says that. Okay, God is love, but He's also jealousy. He's also hatred. He's also indignation. He's also anger. He's also wrath. He's also malice. He's also peace. He's also tenderness. He's also merciful. He's all the emotions that's in you is in the Most High. Because you were made in the image of what? You made in the image of Him. But all the emotion but the Most High has all the emotions that man have, but what? He's in order. We are out of order. That's the difference, right? When we're supposed to be mad, we happy. When we're supposed to be happy, we sad or vexed. We are out of order. He's in order. Okay. The Most High gets happy, he gets sad. Right? All these emotions that's in us is in him. They're spirits. Okay. So we have to have a different idea of the Heavenly Father that we've been taught, in the church system, something that is doesn't even make sense. Okay. And it's not according to what's written. Okay. So, evil angels. This is why the woman had to have power in her head. That's why she had to have a well-instructed husband. That's why I tell our young women, when you're going to get a husband, you want to get somebody well-instructed, one that fears the Most High God, one that's keeping the commandments, because that's what He's going to guide you that way. He's going to build up your house. He's going to make your house run right, so you're going to have peace. Because that's what the commandments bring us to. It brings us to peace. Okay? That's what we're supposed to be looking for. All right? So if we're not looking for that, we're looking for drama, we're looking for heartache, headache, we're looking for excitement on the wrong type of excitement, then you can get that out there. But the Most High brings us, the commandments bring us to peace. You got to run your house that way. Okay. Back to Corinthians. What you have?
Oh, I had Sirach 36, 24.
All right, man. I have it there.
You got it? Oh, good.
Back to Corinthians 11.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 11. Nevertheless, neither is a man without the woman,
Right?
neither the woman without the man,
Right.
and the Most High.
Right? So what? The Most High said, even with all this, the man should have a woman and the woman should have a man. Everybody agree with that, Con? All right. A woman can't have a woman and a man can't have a man. Everybody understand that? All right. Most High ain't dealing with that. That's wickedness in Most High. Right? No, Most High don't deal with no teaching my business. As my Benjamin would say. Right? He's not with that. He burn a fire for that. That's all day, all right? Not a woman, neither a man. A woman ain't supposed to be dealing with women. A man ain't supposed to be dealing with men. All right? That's not of the Most High God. That's of man, that's of Satan. He has that influential spirit out here that brings that about. That spirit is on you, you gotta rebuke that spirit by showing us yourself. Okay? So, when it's all said and done, He wants us together. So if we gotta be together, we gotta learn how to be together correctly. All right. So now let's read Colossians 3 and 18. Colossians 3 and 18.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 18.
Come on.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands, as it is fit in the Most High.
Yeah.
Husbands, love your wives, and be not bitter against them.
Right. So this is instruction, right? In the New Testament. Wives are to submit unto their husband. Husbands are to love their wives. Okay. Is that confusing? It can get confusing in the society, but it's really not. It's really straightforward and clear. When you are a woman and you want to become a wife and a mother and things of that sort, that's beautiful, that's honorable. All right? But when you want to become those things, you got to be prepared to submit. Right? Maybe you're not prepared yet. Maybe I don't want to stand by telling you what to do. Well, then you might want to stay single for a little while, right? Till you're ready to submit, and then you can, you become somebody's wife. But let me tell you, You cannot lay with a man and not be that man's wife. That's against the rules of the Most High. It's against the laws. So let's prove that. Okay. Let's start with Exodus 22 and 16. Let's prove that. So now we're going to prove, can you be sexually active and not be a wife? Or not be a husband? It goes both ways. Let's see.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16. And if a man entice a maid,
right,
that is not betrothed.
What's a maid? A maid is a young woman that's not betrothed. What does it mean to be betrothed? Right, you have no promise. Nobody, you're not engaged. Nobody's saying, oh, you're supposed to be my wife. There's no deal going down. She's single, unattached, right?
And lie with her.
And you lie with her, right? That means have sexual intercourse with her,
He shall surely endow her.
He shall what?
Surely endow her.
He shall surely endow her. What does the word endow mean? What does that word mean? What is the word endow? Somebody look up the word endow. Google the word endow. So we don't. So it ain't what I said it means. All right. Let's see what the dictionary says the word endow means.
To obtain or acquire by paying purchase price, give a dowry.
Right. Purchase price given dowry. What does that mean? That if you want this woman, you have to pay for this woman. Okay? If you lie with this woman, you can't lie with this woman and the parents don't even know who you are. Nobody don't know who you are. That's how they do it nowadays. You creep in, nobody know, the parent nobody don't know you exist. And you've been with them for years. Right? Oh, I'm not ready to tell my parents so. That's not the will of the Most High God. Okay? If the man lay with the woman before you lay with a man, your body belongs to your family. You understand that, sister? Your body belongs to your parents. Let's prove that. Hold on, give me Ecclesiasticus 7:23. That's all concepts, everything proved. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, you may not have that in your scripture. Because we have the full, your Bible is full, but you have this along with your Bible. This is the Apocrypha. All right? This comes in the original King James Version Bible and was taken out by the Roman Catholic Church. Prior to them taking it out, it was in the Bible. All right? These books were excluded. So we have these books as well, which go hand in hand and they fulfill your scripture. The scripture is supposed to have 80 books.
That's right.
All right? You're missing 14 books if you're missing this out of your Bible. Okay? Read that. The book of Sirach, 7 verse 23.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 23. Hast thou children?
Right?
Instruct them.
If you have children, you're supposed to instruct them. Everybody understand that? Read on.
And bow down their neck from their youth.
Bow down their neck from their youth. Mean that if they're, stubborn, right? You got to break that out of them while they're young. Because if you don't get them while they're young and they get some age on them, forget it. They become a monster, right? So while they're young, you got to break that stubborn spirit that comes on your child. It usually comes around age 3, 4. They start answering back. They got something to say. They want to get back at you. Tell them something. They got something else to say. And you bust them up, right? They keep busting them up till about 10 years old. After that, they get busted up enough. They start to listen to them for the most part. They stop trying to battle you back, right? Read on.
Have thou daughters?
Have you what?
Daughters?
Have thou daughters? Read on.
Have a care of their body.
Have a care of their body. What you do with your body as a daughter, if your body belongs to your family. All right? You're not just, it's not, this is my body, I'm 18 now, I can do what I want. It's not that spirit with the Most High. When your family gives you to a man, it is a glorious thing. That's why we're going to read about it in the scriptures. It's a glorious thing that my daughter's getting married. It's a week-long celebration. that everybody's supposed to partake in. Because through that daughter, you will be joining one family to another family. That's what's supposed to be going down. We lost the concept of this thing in the society we live in. Everything is, my private business. You know what I mean? What I do on the low, or when what happens in the DM stays in the DM, right? It ain't supposed to be that way, right? We have learned Satan's way. We're going to learn back and learn the Most High way. You know?
Having care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them.
Right, I mean that word. Sometimes you got to be serious with your daughter. You got to let them know that this is important. This ain't no game. Right? Don't come home. I'm coming home from work finding out, some dude in the house. I mean, every daughter who has a father around has gotten that threatening speech before. Don't let that happen. All right? Read on.
Marry thy daughter, and marry thy daughter.
Marry thy daughter. Read on.
And so shall thou have performed a weighty matter.
When a man marries his daughter off, gives his daughter away, he has gotten a very heavy burden off his shoulders. Because every man that has a daughter thinks about, who's going to be with my daughter? When they get a certain age and they start forming into a woman, they go, they just get stressed out, right? Because they don't want to hear no foolishness. You know what I mean? The stress just starts to, that's why I get these grades when I got daughters. Those grades started coming out when they got to a certain age. Because you start getting, all right, who's going to be with my daughter? Well, she ain't going to stay single forever, right? She's going into a woman. You don't want to hear no foolishness. Because you hear all the stories out there, all the horror stories, right? And you don't want that for your daughter, right? You want your daughter to have wisdom enough to choose a righteous man, right?
But give her to a man of understanding.
Give her to what?
A man of understanding.
You're supposed to give your daughter to a man of understanding. So it's up to the father's discretion who his daughter is with. Everybody understand this? A lot of times the father ain't around. I know the deal. Right? He misses out. He should be around. Right? But there's circumstances that happen, whatever they might be. But there should be a father figure. Sometimes, oftentimes, the mother has to be the mother and the father of the child. And if that's the case, well, then you deal with the mother of that daughter. Okay? But you always go to that family, because that woman ain't dropped out the sky. Somebody rose that woman. Right? She was once a baby. Somebody's baby. Right? She ain't just drop out. The stalk didn't drop her off. So she has some aunties, somebody to speak for her side. And you're supposed to endow that woman. Meaning you're supposed to make a proclamation that this is now my woman. Right? To her family. You're supposed to bring this petition to her family. I want your daughter, your niece, your whatever she is to the family member to be mine. And I need your blessing. And I'm willing to endow, willing to give for her. I'm not just taking her out. I'm not just trying to sneak her away. It's not that thieving mentality. All right? And I'm just going to entice on the low, get in her ear. Next you know, me and her dealing, and the family don't know what's going on. Okay? That's off. Okay? That's not the spirit of the Most High. That's not marriage according to the Most High. Okay? Let's go. I think that's it on that, right? All right, let's go back. I was in Exodus 22:16. Let's go back.
The book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 16.
Come on.
And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her,
Right?
he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Meaning he's going to pay for her to be his wife. Surely, not maybe. He's not to lay with a woman and then keep it moving. Everybody understand this? Right? That's not of the Most High. That's wickedness. That's fornication. Right? You lay with a man, that man is your husband. Right? Read on.
If her father utterly refused to give her unto him,
But if the father say, oh, hell no. Who's out there now? 2 Chainz?
Kodak.
You get Mr. Kodak. Give me a worse one. Give me one of the
Famous Dex.
Famous Dex?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Famous Dex, you cannot be my daughter's husband. I don't care what y'all did. That's my daughter, and I'm not giving her to you. He has the rule to do that. Because that daughter belongs to that father. She might have went astray and did something wicked in my father's house. She played a holiday in my father's house because she lay with a man that she knew her father would not approve of. She knew that, right? She'd be rebellious or whatever the case may be. She knew her family would not approve of this man, but they didn't care. I like him, he make me laugh, right? Whatever the case may be, right? She lay with him. The parents cannot say, oh, hell no, that's my daughter. No, you can't have my daughter. Get out of here, right? And you got to pay me for touching my damn daughter, because you should have came to me first. You know?
If her father utterly refused to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
You know? Right. He still got to pay for her, even though the father refused it. So he got to pay for her and don't get her. Because he should have did things the right way and went to the father first. When the father find out who it is, he ain't going giving the daughter to no Fetty Wap. That ain't going down like that. No little Wayne is coming to grab my daughter. You got to go. All right? I don't want to be joined to you. I don't want to be joined to your family. I don't want to know anybody. All right? The father ultimately has that rule. Deuteronomy 22, verse 28. Yep.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days.
Right, he may not put her away all his days. Because he lay with her, and now she is his wife. All right? Let's look at our patriarch. Let's look at Abraham. Let's get Genesis 29.
Is it what?
Sorry, Genesis 11. Sarah and Abraham coming together. 27?
Well, 29 right point.
Yeah, 29. Yeah, 29. I said 29, but 11:29. I guess you just start with 27. So
The book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 27. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, Haran, and Haran begat Lot.
Right.
And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of Chaldees. And Abraham and Nahor took them wives. The name of Abraham's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah. And the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah, and the father of Iscah. But Sarai was barren; she had no children.
Right. So what? He took a wife. Everybody took wives. This is our patriarch. Abraham and Sarai, who became Abraham and Sarah later on. When they became, when the Most High changed their names. Okay, when it was Abram and Sarai, they became Abraham and Sarah. Okay, Jump down to Genesis 16 and 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Now Sarai, Abraham's wife, bare him no children.
Right.
And she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar.
Right.
And Sarai said unto Abraham,
Right.
Behold now, the Most High has restrained me from bearing.
Right.
I pray thee.
So they were laying together and she wasn't getting pregnant. Okay? So let's see what she said. You know?
I pray thee, go in unto my maid.
What does that mean, go in unto my maid? Lie with her maid, Hagar. Right? You know?
It may be that I may obtain children by her.
Right. Maybe she'll get pregnant and then our household will have children. So how was she able to tell Abram to lie with Hagar? Right? Wouldn't that be adultery? Would that be adultery? He shook his head and said yes. What says you? I got one yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? Would that be adultery? No. How many no's? No? Let me get a no's. Okay. No's. All right. I got one yes and some no's. What is adultery according to the Bible? Let's see. Very important that we understand what adultery is according to the Bible. Leviticus, what do you get? 22. I'll give me that one too. Deuteronomy 22, verse 22. Let's see what adultery is according to the Bible. Now she said, take my handmaid. So this is this is not Abraham's idea. This is Sarah's idea. She says, go in unto my maid Hagar and have child with her so our household will have children. Right? Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
If a man be found lying with a woman,
right,
married to a husband,
she's what?
Married to a husband.
So if a man is laying with a woman that has a husband, that means she's not single. She has another man that's her husband, and this man is laying with her. Another man is laying with her, right? Another man is beaten this time, right? Read on.
Then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel.
Right, because that is adultery. When a man lays with a married woman, that is what adultery is. Okay? It is not a vice versa situation. Okay? Leviticus 20 and 10.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 10. And the man that committeth adultery, right, with another man's wife,
with a what?
Another man's wife.
Read on.
Even he that committeth adultery,
come on,
with his neighbor's wife,
read,
the adulterer,
right,
and the adulteress,
come on,
shall surely be put to death.
Right. So adultery is a crime punishable by death. Everybody understand that? What is adultery? When a man lies with a married woman. So if a woman got a man, you're supposed to end that conversation right there. Right? If you're a young man and you see a woman and she thinks she looks nice with her sister or something, hey, you got a man? Yeah. Have a nice day. Right? That's how that's if you say, well, what your man got to do with me, you enter into the spirit of adultery. All right? You cannot talk to a woman that has a man. Everybody saying that? All right? Gee. What if she lied about it? You don't know. Right? But you still, if you go so far as to lay with her, you still commit adultery. You don't get a free pass. There's no free passes. All right? That's why when you read the story of Abimelech, he was so mad at Abraham for not telling him that Sarah was his wife. Because he said, you almost caused me to commit adultery. You almost caused me to get killed, he said. Because the Most High still won't kill me. Because I can't commit adultery. I cannot lay with another man's girl. Right? You cannot do that.
You want to get that?
What would Abimelech? No, it won't.
Quick question.
Okay.
These things that they say you should surely die for, like in this time and today, like what would be the equivalent of death, or like what
the curse system?
Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, give me Colossians 3 verse 25. Colossians 3:25. Good question. Because people ain't dropping dead, they commit adultery every day. Right? So what's happening? What's the deal? Read that.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 25. But he that doeth wrong,
He that doeth what?
that doeth wrong,
He that doeth wrong, read on.
shall receive,
Shall what?
receive
Shall receive, read.
for the wrong which he has done.
You don't want to put yourself in that jeopardy. You don't know what's coming. Right? You can get away with it, but you be looking around the corner, you don't know what's coming. Right? Because the Most High has he's very talented with his spirits of vengeance. And a lot of times we see things go down and we like, man, that was an innocent man. So we don't know how the Most High ordains all death that happens. Don't you understand that? All the death we see going down, the Most High ordained that death to go down. That person was selected. Why were they selected? A lot of us don't know why. A lot of times because of these commandments. That we all our lives hang in jeopardy because we walk around breaking the commandments of the Most High. That's why we never know when you're going to get. People live their life, they go outside, they don't know if they're going home. They don't know if they're going to make it home. Why are you living that way? We read the Psalm, what it says, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I should fear no evil. Right? We walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Why? Because it's not much sin all around us. That's the valley of the shadow of death, where sin is. Because at any time, any given time, the Most High can bring judgments. Because you're all sinning. But when you repent, that's why he said, I shall fear no evil, because nothing's coming my way because I'm keeping God's commandments. You ain't got to worry about what's going on. The block is hot, things is going down, people getting shot. You ain't got to worry about that because you keep the commandments. Guaranteed, all that you've seen going down, everybody getting shot, this, that, getting killed, burnt up, this. Tell me which one of them was keeping God's commandments. Who was keeping Torah? But you can't find out one of them. But the Most High guaranteed us cover by his mighty angels when we keep his word. And, I'd say for my tenure in this word, I repented in 95, right? It's true for as I've seen that I don't know a brother that was keeping Torah that died by any uncertain circumstance. Got shot or hit by a car, fell off a pillar, just some craziness like that. I'm not saying nobody passed away, but usually it's by something that they know is coming, or some of old age, or the case may be, or it was a chronic ailment that already had it, knew the time was coming. They went peacefully. They knew it was coming. You know what I mean? Not no just walking outside and just getting shut down and gunned down the street. No, that's for the wicked. Those type of judgments is for the wicked. Okay? Going to school to go to class. What was that? Doug's high school. He's going to math class. Somebody in the school shooting every day about it. Right? That don't happen to the righteous. Everybody understand that? That's the guarantee of the Most High. That's another class, though, but we can go into that. We can prove all those topics. But we're going to stay on topic. Go back to Hagar. All right? Let's see what Hagar said. Genesis 16.
The book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarai said unto Abram, behold, now the Most High restrained me from going. I pray thee, go in unto my maid.
Right, so she said to her husband, go into my maid. Go have sex with my maid,
It may be that I may obtain children by her.
And get her pregnant so that this household can have children.
And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai.
He listened to her and he went and did it, right?
And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan,
right?
And gave her to her husband,
right?
Abram, to be his wife.
To be his what?
His wife.
So now what just happened here? His wife gave her servant to be her husband's what? Am I reading it right or wrong? So now, a lot of you ask me this question when they come to this truth. Can a man have more than one wife? According to what you just read?
Yes.
It's clear. There's no rebuttal or no confusion. She was the one that instigated the whole matter. It wasn't that the man was out there looking for another woman. She said, take Hagar to be your wife. But she's his wife. But this only logical understanding is that what? A man can have more than one wife. It is what it is. All right? Remember, it's wife. It's not side piece. It's not jump off. It's not I see you on Thursday. I'll see you next Thursday. Whatever the case may be. It's not that nonsense that we do out in this world. It's wife. That means you are responsible for that woman. Her well-being. All right? Mental, spiritual, okay, financial. You got to think about that before you go there. Because if you go there, you just doubled, your responsibilities. All right? So as responsible men of the Most High, we always advise brothers, think about that before you think that that's a good thing. All right? So if one is giving you trouble, you just enter something called double trouble. Okay? Genesis 24 and 1. Remember, all things are lawful, all things are not expedient. You always got to remember that. Mean that all things are not, everything the law says you can do, don't mean you should do. You have to make that determination. Right? But as a man, the Most High, I can't tell you can't. Right? Because the law doesn't say you can't. Right? But could a woman have two husbands? Why? Because if a woman lay with another man, then what is that? It's adultery, right? Okay, we're clear on that. Read that. Genesis 24, verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
And Abraham was old and well stricken in age.
Right?
And the Most High had blessed Abraham in all things.
Come on.
And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh.
Right?
And I will make thee swear by the Most High, the power of heaven and the power of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites,
right,
among whom I dwell.
Right, so what? Abraham made his servant promise, because he was getting old in age, and his son didn't have a wife yet. And they said, listen, you got to promise me that you're not going to get no Canaanite woman for my son. Do not let my son marry one of these Canaanite women. Because the children of Canaan, they come from the children of Ham. Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. We are from the children of Shem. Right? Shem bloodline brings us to Israel. Okay? Ham's bloodline brings you to the Canaanites, right? Which today would be so-called Africans, South Africans, Ethiopians, Cush, Foot, Mizraim, Egyptians. That's what it brings. Okay? He says, make sure that my son gets a wife from his own people. All right? From amongst his own people, his own kindred, his own nation. Right? Right? Huh? Europeans, a lot of the Europeans are Japhet, Scandinavians, okay? And a lot of the people that, everybody groups Esau, all of the white people are Esau. Some of them is Japhet, okay? They also dwelt in the Europe lands, right? When the 3 sons were split up, just so quick to understand, one son, Ham, went south and inhabited Africa. Shem stayed in the Middle East and Asia. And Japhet went to Europe and Iceland and Greenland and all those areas up that way. So if you see a map, right, you see how they split up with the 3 sons, right? In approximate time in Esau's earth conquest, because Esau ended up conquering the whole earth, he went around to where everybody was and conquered everybody, okay? And that's how Esau ends up mixing with all the Europeans and all that in America and now. We have to deal with him over here, all right? But that's how the sons were split up. But we are Shemitic, we're not Hamitic. So he says, I don't want my son with no Canaanite woman. Jump down to the 15th verse.
Verse 15. And it came to pass before he had done speaking that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother. But her picture upon her shoulder.
Uh-huh.
And the damsel was fair to look upon.
Was what?
Fair to look upon.
That's what you got?
Yeah, 24:16, right?
You missed one word there. Read it again.
And the damsel was fair to look upon. Right here, right?
And the damsel was.
Very fair.
There you go.
Oh, my bad.
Read it again.
And the damsel was very fair to look upon.
Right, the damsel was very fair to look upon. You can't just say fair. You gotta say she was very fair. What does that mean? She was very beautiful to look upon. She wasn't just beautiful. She was very beautiful to look upon. Read on.
A virgin.
A what?
A virgin.
A virgin. Read on.
Neither had any man known her.
Never had a man known her. Read on.
And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up.
Right.
And the servant ran to meet her and said, let me, I pray thee, drink of her water.
Jump down to the 24th verse. You can read the whole story again. So I'm just going to get to the point. So she was very beautiful. Right?
Verse 24. And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor.
So he basically she's letting him know her bloodline, who she comes from. This is my father. This is my family, right? Which matters because he instructed his servant that, you got to get a wife for my son that's from our bloodline, from our lineage, from our kindred. So he says, so she's letting him know who she is. So he now knows, okay, that's perfect. You are a perfect match for the son of my master, right? Read on.
She said, moreover, unto him, we have both straw and provender enough and room to lodge him. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Most High. And he said, blessed be the Most High power of my master Abraham, who has not left destitute my master Abraham, or my master of his mercy,
right,
and his truth. I being in the way, the Most High led me to the house of my master's brother.
Right, so he went, look, he said, I found her. He realized he found this woman that ought to be his master's son's wife. Okay, so let's jump down for plus the time. And let's go to verse 58.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 58.
And
they called Rebekah and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man?
Right.
And she said, I will go.
Right, so she agreed to go with the man to be the wife of his master's son. Read on.
And they sent away Rebekah, their sister.
So mind you, Rebekah never met Isaac at this point. Just off of the family ties, she was willing to marry this man. Off the family ties. Okay? And who he was, it's off of who he is. Never met him. Read on.
And Rebekah said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions.
Right.
And let thy seed possess the gates of those which hate him.
Right.
And Rebekah arose and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the man. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, Lahai Roi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel.
Right? She jumped off the camel.
For she had said unto the servant, what man is this that walketh in the field to meet us?
Right?
And the servant had said, it is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself.
Right. She took a veil and covered herself. Because she knew that this was the man that she was supposed to marry. Right? This is where they get women wearing a veil at weddings and stuff like that. They get that from the scripture. She took a veil and covered herself. right? It's a showing of what humility towards the man, all right? So when she covered herself with the veil, because she saw that this is supposed to be the man she's supposed to marry. Read on.
And the servant told Isaac all things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
She did what?
He took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
So where's the ring? Where's the signing of paper? Where's the cake?
The ring is
And the throwing of the bouquet and the you know the party, like in all those what do you call that? Medea movies, so they be dancing. Where's the electric slide? All right, all that was not there. Why? Because all that doesn't make a marriage. Okay, what make a marriage is what? What happened in that tent? What happened in that tent? He said he took her. Okay, so when you lay with a woman, that woman is to be your wife. And a woman, if you lay with a man, that is to be your husband. You should view that man as your husband. Is that your boyfriend? Okay, because he's a man. How do you call a grown man your boyfriend? Right? No grown man wants to be called boy. Okay, so if you can't say my man friend, because then you got a lot of friends, right? So he is your husband. Everybody understand that? All right, we got to come back to this Torah. We got to come back to what's real. So he took Rebekah, and she became his wife. Read on.
And he loved her.
And he what?
And he loved her.
And he loved her. So he didn't meet her before, but because what they had in common. We went over this in the first class about the rib. When you meet some woman and she has stuff in common with you, it's easy for you to love that woman because she's like you are. She has part of your personality. Okay, that's what you're supposed to be looking for when you find a woman, right? So when that knows where you're coming from, that can relate to what you deal with. You know what I mean? You know.
And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Right, he was comforted after that, as he got his wife now, because his mother just passed away. Okay, go to 25:1, Genesis.
The book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 1. Then they gave Abraham take a wife, and her name was Keturah.
So now after Rebekah passed away, Abraham took another wife, and the wife was named Keturah. All right, now at this point, Sarah has passed away. Okay, not Sarah, I'm sorry, Rebekah has passed away.
And she bare him Zimran.
And she bare him who?
Zimran.
Jokshan.
Median. Ishbak.
I'm sorry, Sarah passed away. Right, Sarah passed away. So now he's got Keturah, that she bare him all these children. Read on.
Shua and Jokshan begat Sheba and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Asurim and Letusha and Lemuel, and the sons of Median, Ephah, and Hannah, and Abida, and Eldah, and all these were the children of Keturah. And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac,
right?
But unto the sons of the concubines,
right,
which Abraham had, Abraham gave gifts and sent them away from Isaac his son,
right,
while he yet lived eastward unto the east country.
So what? He had other children other than Isaac, and they call it the sons of the what? Concubine. So what's a concubine?
A handmaid.
A handmaid that became what? A wife. Right? A handmaid that became a wife. He said he had concubines. So we had servant women that became his wife. Right? He lay with these women, he had children with these women. Right? And he gave them all gifts. But he gave most of what he had onto Isaac. Because Isaac was the chosen, all right, to carry on the lineage and the blessing. And he's going to bring it on. Isaac is then going to have what? He's going to have Jacob. Right? So let's get Genesis 29:12. Genesis 29:12. What we're showing you is we're going through all of these marriages so we can get an idea of how marriages is in the sight of the Most High. What was it intended to be? How was it intended to go down? As we can see, it was a big concern of the parent who the child marries. It wasn't that they rose their parents and said, all right, go find a man. The parent is supposed to be involved in the process. Okay? Business. It's not, oh, I'm not in your business, I'm 18 now. No, it's not like that. That we learned from the so-called man. We got to cut that out of our spirit. That's not of Yahweh. Okay? You know?
Genesis chapter 29, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother,
Right?
and that he was Rebekah's son.
Right?
And she ran and told her father.
Uh-huh.
And it came to pass, when Laban heard the things of Jacob, his sister's son,
Right?
that he ran to meet him and embraced him,
Uh-huh.
and kissed him, and brought him to his house.
Come on.
And he told Laban all these things.
Uh-huh.
And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh.
Right?
And he abode with him the space of a month.
Come on.
And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be?
He said, man, you've been here, you've been working. I love you, you family. What should I pay you, man? You've been working. I need to pay you something. He was so happy with Jacob being in his house. Read on.
And Laban had 2 daughters.
Right?
The name of the elder was Leah,
Right?
and the name of the younger was Rachel.
Come on.
Leah was tender-eyed,
Right?
but Rachel was beautiful
Right.
and well-favored.
And well favored. So Leah was all right, but Rachel was beautiful and well favored. Okay? Right? I guess they would say she was bad nowadays. Right? She was bad. Read on.
And Jacob loved Rachel,
Right?
and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter.
But he was willing to work 7 years for Rachel. That's dedication. Right? Our daughters have to know how to make a man wait. Right? Nowadays, men don't want to wait 7 days. Okay? He was willing to wait 7 years. You should know your husband whenever possible for years before you lay together, before you come together. Because that will allow you to make a good decision on who you be with. And that also will show his constant, that he put that work in. All right? Of course, as you get older, that time gets shorter. You ain't got 7 years when you get to a certain age. But we're talking about young folk, right? Read on.
And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee,
Right?
than that I should give her to another man abide with me.
Right.
And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel,
Right?
and they seemed unto him but a few days.
Right. It was nothing for him. Because he wanted that woman so bad, he worked 7 years and it was nothing. He said, that's it. Let's go. That's it. Read on.
For the love he had to her.
Right?
And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled.
Right. He said, now I'm ready. I worked the 7 years. I need my wife now. Give me my wife. You had a deal? Let's go. Let me get my wife. So meaning that these 7 years, he was in the midst of Rachel, but he couldn't sleep with her. Right? You know, they had their interaction, but he couldn't go there.
He had to be counting though, because on that day he said, hey.
You know, he was like, I got 364 more days. I'm counting the days, right? When he counted his days, he was a man of his word, he stuck to it, and now it's time for him to have his wife. Read on.
That I might go into her, and onto her.
Right, and I might go in onto him, mean that we have what? Sexual intercourse. Right? Because that's what seals the marriage. Even though she's promised to him, and she's supposed to be his, until they lay together, it's not consummated. Everybody understand that? When they lay together, that marriage is now final. All right? Read on.
And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast.
Right?
And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah, his daughter.
So this feast is what they call today a wedding. All right? They make a feast. That's what we do. We have a big party. We invite everybody. Why are we feasting? My son is getting married. He's getting his wife. All right? This man or my daughter is getting a husband. Let's have a feast. Read on.
And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, for a handmaid.
Right?
And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah.
Right. So behold, in the morning, after the party, behold, when he rolled over and looked,
Too much wine.
that's not Rachel. That's Leah. I don't know what he was drinking, but it must have been pretty good drink, but it was some strong wine. Right? Behold, it was Leah in the bed, right? We know.
And he said to Laban,
Right?
what is this that thou hast done unto me?
What have you done to me, man? You're supposed to bring in Rachel. I'm thinking Rachel's coming in. This is not Rachel, right? You know?
I served with thee for Rachel.
I served you for Rachel. Read on.
Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me.
You have tricked me. Read on.
And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country,
Right?
to give the younger before the firstborn.
So Laban is saying this is just customary. The younger daughter cannot marry before the older daughter. He said, not supposed to be that way. So Leah is the older one, so therefore I gave you Leah. You know?
Fulfill her week.
Fulfill her week. What does that mean? Fulfill her week. Huh? Yeah, what? More work for her? No, fulfill her week.
Give her a child.
Huh?
Wait a week.
Do what?
Wait a week.
Wait a week. Wait a week for what? Fulfill her week. Think of it to today's terms, right? When somebody goes to get married, what happens that next week? It's not that complicated. Fulfill her week.
Yeah.
Meaning you got married. Fulfill a week. Y'all go do y'all for the week. We'll talk about this when y'all done, right? It's not complicated. We make it more complicated, right? After you get married, you have your honeymoon, you go off for a week, right? And then you'll come back, and then, business resumes, right? But you have that whole week to concentrate on your union, right? Fulfill her week. Read on.
And we will give thee this also for the service which thou hast served with me yet 7 other years.
Right. So what? He said, listen, I'll give you Rachel also, but you got to serve another 7 years. Read on.
And Jacob did so,
And he did it.
and fulfilled her week.
He fulfilled Leah's week.
And he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also.
When he gave back, he gave him Rachel also. Read on.
And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah,
Right?
his handmaid, to be her maid.
Right. So now Rachel and Leah had handmaids. And Rachel and Leah both were the wives of Jacob. Okay? By the father of these daughters. Read on.
And Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah, his handmaid, to be her maid.
Mm-hmm.
And he went in also unto Rachel.
Right? He went in also unto Rachel. What does that mean? He had sexual intercourse with also Rachel. He had consummated that marriage. Read on.
And he loved also Rachel.
And he loved also Rachel. Meaning he loved Leah, but he also loved Rachel. Read on.
More than Leah.
And he loved her more than Leah. Because that's what he wanted in the first place. Right? Read on.
And served with him yet 7 other years.
And served him, but he had Leah and Rachel, and served him until the 7 years. So now he had both his wives, and he served another 7 years with his wives under Laban. Right? Read on.
And when the Most High saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb.
Right?
But Rachel was barren.
Right, but Rachel was not getting pregnant, but Leah was able to get pregnant. Because the Most High saw that Rachel was favored, so he was blessing Leah with the first children to even out the favor a bit in Jacob's eyes with his wives. So the Most High interjected and said, no, you gotta love Leah too. We give Leah the first set of children, right? So, and Rachel wasn't getting pregnant. And it goes on to talk about the pregnancy issues that they had. Jump down to go to the 30th chapter, 31. Yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 30, verse 1. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister.
Right? Her sister was popping out children left and right. Rachel wasn't happy. Read on.
And said unto Jacob, give me children or else I die.
Right? She started getting on Jacob's case as if he was a problem. Right? Read on.
And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel.
Right? Because why is Jacob angry with Rachel? Because who determines if you get pregnant or not? Most High God. Babies are a blessing from the Most High God. Right? You can lay with a man, don't mean you'll get pregnant automatically. Right? The Most High has to bless that womb at that point in time to bring forth that child. So Jacob was like, you get mad with me, I ain't want you. You just ain't getting pregnant. Right? Read on.
And he said, am I in the Most High's stead?
Am I God? I can't make you pregnant unless the Most High bless your womb. Read on.
Who have withheld from thee the fruit of the womb?
Right? The Most High is stopping you from getting pregnant. Read on.
And she said, behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her.
Go take Bilhah, my maid. Read on.
And she shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her.
Right. This house needs to have children. I got Bilhah here. Lay with Bilhah. If she get pregnant, then her children be my children. Read on.
And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife.
Right.
And Jacob went in unto her.
Right.
And Bilhah conceived.
Right.
And bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, the Most High hath judged me.
Right. So, instead of her being happy, she said the Most High judged me. Meaning that what? She was probably hoping that something wouldn't happen, but it did happen. She did get pregnant, so now she know for sure it ain't nothing but the Most High stopping her from having child. Okay, that was confirmation for her. All right, that's where we get the tribe of Dan from, which means judge. All right, we on? Yeah, jump down to verse 1.
Verse 9. When Leah saw that she had left bearing, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her Jacob to wife.
Right.
And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a son. And Leah said, a troop cometh.
Mm-hmm.
And she called his name Gad.
Right. So they get the tribe of Gad. So that's how there's Zilpah, Leah's handmaid. So now at this point, how many wives does Jacob have?
3.
4. 4. All right. Rachel, Leah, Zilpah, and Bilhah. Okay? And they have children by everybody except for Rachel. Rachel has the last children when you read the whole story. Rachel ended up having Joseph and Benjamin. Okay? So we understand, we see in context of the stories how marriage is. Give me Hebrews 13 and verse 4. Now, a lot of people might be saying, I don't know about this. This sounds crazy with this, all his wives and all this stuff like that. But we got to understand something. Our lives now is crazy. Okay? How we live now, how we think now is crazy. What we try to do is bring sanity back to us as a people. We're trying to come back to what the Father created, what was his intention, what was his purpose. We're now learning that. We're now coming back to the truth of the Bible. All right? We're in the same Bible that everybody else got. We're not a little trick Bible. We just have never been taught it. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 4.
Right?
Marriage is honorable in all.
Read that again.
Marriage is honorable in all.
Marriage is honorable in all. That means all these marriages are honorable. What does that mean? They ought to be respected. This is not something out of lust. It's not something out of foolishness. This is honorable, respected marriages. And that's what we ought to have. Honorable, respectful marriages. Read on.
And the bed undefiled.
And the bed what?
Undefiled.
And the bed is undefiled. What does the word defiled mean? Unclean or filthy. He said the bed is undefiled, meaning the bed is not filthy. The bed is clean. Marriage is honorable. It's respected, and the bed is clean. Meaning that a man and his wife come together, that is an honorable thing. Right? Whether he has one wife, two wives, whatever he got, it's honorable. It's not wickedness. Right? Read on.
For whoremongers,
So what?
whoremongers,
men that want to sleep with this woman, sleep with that woman, sleep with this women that want to sleep with this guy and that guy and whatever the case may be, but yo, I ain't married, he ain't my husband type spirit. Read on.
and adulterers,
Read on.
the Most High will
The
judge.
Most High is going to judge. You know what? He's going to bring judgment on you. If you learn this word and you continue those ways out in this world. You cannot be going around sleeping with women and not marrying them. Everybody understand this? Vice versa with the woman. You cannot go around sleeping with men and that's not your husband. Does that make sense? All right. So this is what the Most High is establishing. It has to be marriage. Well, how long is marriage supposed to last? Let's get Romans 7.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 2. For the woman which has a husband is bound by the law to her husband, so long as he liveth.
So long as he what?
Liveth.
So long as he is alive. That's how long marriage is supposed to last. It is a lifelong institution. When you enter marriage, that's it. Close the door behind you. Okay? You have your issues, you have your problems, you work through them. If the Most High is the center of your household, there's no problem that can't be corrected. There's no problem that can't be corrected. Because both of you believe in the Most High God. And the Lord brings us all to peace. So let's see what the Lord says, let's do what's right. According to the commandments, all problems is off the table. Okay? If we want to govern ourselves according to how we feel and what we think and all this, well, you can, that's a moving target. Your feelings change. The Most High don't change. Okay? He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. All right? So that's why we fit our marriages around the will of the Heavenly Father. Okay? This is when we can't fail. All right? If you don't do it, well, then you know what happens. You see it all over. Like I said, it's a strange thing to find a child that got both his parents in the same house. That's a strange thing nowadays. That used to be the norm. But today it's a strange thing. Okay? So we have to get back to making our household strong again and unbreakable. Okay? Give me a train of thought. I have something to go to. Tobin, that's right. Let me get Tobin. That's in the Apocrypha. We get two more scriptures and we're going to wrap it up. Let's get Tobin 1 and 9. Huh?
You already got here. 5 more people.
Okay, you told me 1 and 9. Yeah.
The book of Tobit, chapter 1, verse 9. Furthermore, when I was come to the age of a man,
Right?
I married Anna of my own kindred.
So now,
Of her I beget Tobias.
right, so what? When he came the age of a man, what is the age of a man? According to Torah, manhood starts at the age of 20, not 18. Okay? 20. Become the age of a man, then you take a wife. A lot of our young men, you get to about 15, and the hormones start raging, and they don't want to wait. Don't worry, you will not explode. Right? You will not spontaneously combust. You'll be all right. 5 more years. Right? Stick it out. It's for your own good. All right? Because when you choose that wife, you gotta have the mentality of a man. Because when you're 15 and you choose a woman, it's not gonna be according to marriage. Marriage is not what's on your mind. Okay? All right? The only thing on your mind is pretty much getting laid, as they say, right? You won't want to deal with the woman physically. You're not thinking mentally, is she right for me? Are we going the right direction? Is she going to be a good wife, a good mother? Are we going to build a house? You ain't thinking none of that stuff, right? You just trying to, see what it do, right? That's something we got to train our young men. Hold off until you're 20 years old, until you're ready to deal with the responsibilities of a woman, of having a woman, right? A lot of us start at a young age, right? We lose that way. Our daughters lose, our sons lose, because it takes away from when they do finally meet the person they're supposed to be the rest of that way. Then they got all this extra baggage they got to deal with in the spirit. And you want to know why? What's all these issues? Because they were laying with men before their time. And you got all these spirits in there. Okay? Remember, intercourse is not just physical, it's also spiritual. When you lay with a man, your spirit's also intertwined. Okay? It's not just the flesh. Okay? If you ever met somebody that is very promiscuous, you're kind of telling their spirit ain't right. Right? Because they be laying with too many women, or you be laying with too many men. Your spirit, your mind ain't right. Right? So it affects you in more ways than the physical. Okay? You have to refrain from having multiple partners. Everybody understand this? All right? Aside from the diseases and things of that sort that come about, I'm talking about dealing with spiritually. You be damaged by dealing with too much men or dealing with too much women. Okay? And go ahead, moving on. Okay? Not keeping these women. Okay? Read that again. Read that.
The book of Tobit, chapter 1, verse 9. Furthermore, when I was come to the age of a man, I married Anna of my own kindred,
Right.
and of her I beget Tobias.
Right. So now what were you calling that? First Timothy 5 again?
And 14.
All right, read that. Read that.
The book of First Timothy, chapter 5, verse 14. I would therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
Right, so that's why we have to prepare. So, sometimes young women, they don't have to be all the way 20. 20 would be good, right? But it depends on maturity factor. Sometimes 20 is not good enough, because it really should be determined by the daughter's father if he feels his daughter is mature enough to be a wife. All right? Because she could be 20 but still not ready. She could be 19 and be ready, 18 and be ready. It depends on her maturity factor. Is she willing? Is she that type of woman? You know what? She's going to be a good wife. And you can see that in her. And you can see that's good situation. It's up for the father to make a determination whether his daughter is old enough or not. All right? But for the man to go out and go get a wife, he should be 20 years old. Everybody understand this? Okay. But if she were to marry, let her marry and do what? When she marries, what's she supposed to be doing? Bear children, guide in the house, give no occasion to the adversary, which is Satan, to speak reproachfully. What's reproachfully? Complaining, arguing. That's reproachful talk, right? Always upset, always, nagging. That's reproachful talk. If a woman is ready to be a wife, she's not going to be like that. Sometimes our women become wives, they're not ready, so therefore they're full of a lot of reproach. They're full of a lot of anger. Well, and they don't even know why, because they married too young. They got involved with this household and children before they was ready to do so. Okay? So let's be mindful of all these things. Let's go back to Tobit. Tobit 4:12.
The book of Tobit, chapter 4, verse 12. Behold, beware of all whoredom, my son,
Right?
and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
Right, the way of all order, take a wife of the seed of thy fathers. Don't be a whore. Right? 6 and 10. Toby. In the morning? 6 and 10.
The book of Tobit, chapter 6, verse 10.
Right?
The angel said to the young man, brother, today we shall lodge with Raguel, who is thy cousin. He also had the one and only daughter named Sarah. I will speak for her, that she may be given thee for a wife.
So what the angel went before him and said, I'm going to speak for you, that she become your wife. So the Most High has a care of who becomes husband and wife. He plays a role in that. So marriage is not a carnal, manly thing. It's a spiritual thing. You choose a wife, it's something that the Most High wants for you to have. So it's all something you need to reflect upon, meditate on, as you go forth to start your families and get a wife and get a husband and things of that sort. And this is between you. The Most High is governing this thing. Okay? It's not just all you. All right? The Most High is governing. It's important on the heavenly level who your husband and who your wife is. Okay? All right, let's wrap it in with one more verse. And we'll close it out. Give me the Shabbat. Give me 25 and verse 1. No, give me 36 and 24. Give me 36 and 24. We'll wrap it in with that. Sirach 36 and 24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 24.
Right.
He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession,
Right.
a help like unto himself,
Right.
and a pillar of rest.
Right. Somebody understand that? You get as a wife, get yourself a possession. All right. Your wife belongs to you. She's part of your body, part of your spirit, part of your household. You are to treat her as such. Okay. It ain't like she's over there, she's doing her, I'm doing me type stuff. No, you got to do we at this point. Okay. If you're doing affects her, what she does affects you. Okay. So he to get a wife, get a possession. A help like unto himself. Meaning that what? She have commonality in her mind. You know?
Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled.
Where no hedges, the possession is spoiled. Meaning that what? If you don't protect her, the possession is spoiled. What does that mean? Who gets spoiled? What spoiled mean? In Old English? Huh?
Unclean, dirty,
or some,
What's the spoil?
taken away.
Taken away. If you don't put the hedge up, she's gonna be in the missing one day. She ain't gonna be there. All right. Why? Because you got to make sure Satan don't come. I'm not worried about anybody coming to take your wife. Satan come. Because for a man to take your wife away, Satan got to be in her. Everybody understand that? Satan got to be in her first. So you got to pick that hedge around your house, but you don't let Satan dwell in your house. Okay? Read on.
Where no hedges, there the possession is spoiled.
Right?
And he that hath no wife
Right?
will wander up and down mourning.
Right?
Who will trust a thief well acquainted,
Right?
that skippeth from city to city?
Right?
So who will believe a man that hath no house?
Right. Who believes a man that got no household? So a man that have a household shows a man that's responsible, a man that can be trusted while he has someplace he has to go back to. Right? If a man don't got no household, right? He skip from city to city doing all kind of wickedness, he jumped to the next city. He ain't got nobody but himself to worry about. He got no children, he got no wife. That person's hard to be trusted. You don't know where they going, what they doing. Right? But if a man got a household, he got a wife and children, well, you know he's gonna be a certain level of responsibility. All right, so it shows your level of responsibility. It's not Torah. You get to the age of being a man, you take your wife, you go to your household class. We're gonna go through a whole other set of scriptures that we haven't touched yet. Right? When it comes to marriage, hitting some important topics. just giving you what you need to be successful in the institution of marriage. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I would say, I imagine Wapanya Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem. So in closing prayer, we shall send up the Lord's Prayer in the Lashon Kodash in the Holy Tongue, and then in English. Can I get my horn blower? Let's see if we can blow the horn. It is our custom to blow the horn. It signifies be alerted. Hallelujah.
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 Who's the power?
Yahweh's power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's power.
By Hashem?
Yahweh.
By Hashem?
Yahweh.
The Lord's Prayer, the last one for us. Avinaro. Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Balak Bakah.
Malakaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Batzaka.
Batzaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baharatasa.
Baharatasa.
Ka.
Ka.
Bashemayim.
Bashemayim.
Telenavo.
Telenavo.
Lachom.
Lachom.
Ko.
Ko.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalachanav.
Wasalachanav.
Kabawatinav.
Kabawatinav.
Hasalachinav.
Wasalachanav.
Kabawatinav.
Kabawatinav.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Kabiyanav.
Kabiyanav.
Wanasawan.
Wanasawan.
Abo.
Abo.
Hawashayna.
Hawashayna.
Wanra.
Wanra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Kamalakwa.
Malakwa.
Waha'ala.
Wa'ala.
Wataiparat.
Wa'ala.
La'aiwalami.
La'aiwalami.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Amen.
Amen.
The book of Matthew, chapter 9, chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai, the God from God. Amen.
Amen. He's the most high hand. Hallelujah. All right. So as everybody coming out, we have class tomorrow at noon. We go into the portion of the Torah. We are in the book of Deuteronomy. So see you tomorrow. Shalom.